Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is William Heinman, your host, and this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job, where they completely and totally screw it up. Well, I wasn't going to do this one, um, but after watching the video, I decided that, yeah, we need to, just because. Do me a favor, go over to the Junkyard Dog and subscribe to him. Tell him I sent you guys over there. Go check him out. He has a lot of good videos. While you're here, subscribe to mine. Hit the little bell icon. Thumbs up, thumbs down tells me how I do for you guys. Hit the like and the share button. It helps my algorithms out. And leave me a comment if you would. This happens in Alexandria, Virginia. A gentleman calls 911 on a friend of his, and has the police do a welfare check, and the gentleman answers the door with a gun to his head, and needless to say, it doesn't turn out the way you plan it to. But see, you call the cops. Never, ever, ever, ever call the cops. Nothing ever good happens when you call the cops. It just turns into a complete pooch screw, like this one did. They had everything was contained. The gentleman came out of his apartment, sat on the step, and some dumbass cop decided to turn on the spotlight. Now, there's plenty of lighting in there, but this is the way that these jerk-offs think. Well, we're in charge. We can do whatever we want. Yeah, you can, but there's consequences, you twit. And the consequences is you pushed the envelope further than you should have. And then you have some little tramp officer that goes, well, it's just for our safety. You have a safe job, according to OSHA. A fireman has a worse job than you do as a cop. But it's so hard. It's just so hard, and it's not safe, and I want to go home at the end of the night, and I don't know what to do. I got this little thin blue line, and it wraps me so tight I can't move. What a bunch of pussies. God, I can't even, You know, I feel sorry for the good cops that are out there, and I know you are out there, and I wish you'd say more. My subscribers sit there and go, okay, Bill, where's the good cops? Well, I don't know. They're there. Yeah, well, so's space. Now, you guys got to start speaking up, because the scumbags are sucking you guys down. And that's all I can say. Anyway, let's check this out. Like I said, go over to Junkyard News and check them out, if you would. Subscribe to them. And let's get this party started, shall we?
This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
Alexandria Police Department. It's Paul, right? Paul, can we talk to you?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another video news story here on the Junkyard News. And in today's video news story, we have a story coming out of the city of Alexandria, Virginia, where the city and the local police are now giving us a look at what happened on a welfare check that didn't quite work out the way everybody was hoping. The Alexandria Police Department has released body-worn camera footage where the police interacted with Paul Behan Jr. in a stairwell outside his apartment back on August 12th. The footage follows police responding to Behan's apartment for a welfare check after a co-worker had called police and warned that he was armed and experiencing a mental health crisis following trouble at work.
Alexandria City Police and Fire, how can I help you?
Yes, I was wondering, is this the number to call? I have a co-worker friend who's talking about taking tonight, and he lives in Alexandria.
In response to the 911 call, 2 officers and 1 supervisor were dispatched to 5101 Maris Avenue. The 911 caller stayed on the line with emergency communications personnel for several minutes providing additional details as officers responded. The caller reported the following notable details.
I called him. Well, I talked with him because, again, there was an incident at work yesterday, and, he was suspended, and I guess he's kind of, feeling bad about maybe losing his job and some other stuff. But, he and the wife, they've been separated, so he's got some other issues going on in his life.
You called him first? How did the conversation
I called him tonight because another coworker called me and asked me to give him a call because he had said he was going to himself tonight.
Okay, and what did he actually say?
Well, he said he said by tomorrow he's not going to be here, and I keep trying to ask him, look, can you just wait, let me come over.
Have you ever seen him with a gun, or you just know of him having one?
He's an NRA member, and I know he has a 9mm carbine for sure, because I have the same weapon, and he has, when I had mine, he went out and purchased that one. And I think he has at least I don't know if it's a handgun. I know one handgun.
Is that a 9mm?
That's a 9mm, right. But I know he has a Beretta CX-5, I think it is. That's a 9mm carbine. He's at home, right? And he is under the influence of alcohol, I know, because he was slurring, and, he said he went and bought, a bunch of alcohol and got some food, and so he is somewhat probably inebriated.
This will not end well.
You see, Behan was a lead technician at a hospital in D.C. Now, the video is going to show that police asking Behan to answer his door to make sure that he's not armed, and that they wanted just to speak with him to make sure he was okay. While Behan said he was not armed, he did delay opening the door, and when the door opened, he was holding a rifle to his head. Police spent several minutes trying to talk to Behan and convince him to put it away. Police officers repeatedly begged him to put the gun down, put it away, and they just want to talk to him. They even retreated away from the exterior of the apartment's door, back to the outside entrance of the apartment complex, talking to Behan the whole time. After a while, it seems Behan sat down in the stairwell with the firearm still pointed in a direction not towards officers, but towards himself. And after some time of trying to talk him down, police outside lit up the man with a spotlight so they could better see him and the stairwell.
Now, did you guys see how well lit that stairwell was? There was absolutely no reason whatsoever to turn this spotlight on, except for that the cops want to increase their authority, and then listen to this twit talk. You talk about condescending, no wonder the guy did.
Don't do it. Let's just talk. We gotta find out why. I know there's so many reasons for you to live. Paul, we're doing this just for safety reasons. No, Paul, I'm looking at you because I want to talk to you and I want to know what happened and what brought you here tonight.
That did not go so well with Behan. And at one point, Behan claims that if they don't shut that light off, he's going to shoot it out.
But we can just talk about it. Paul, I'm sorry. We're not doing it to upset you. We're doing it just for our safety.
And that's bull. It's not for their safety. They're plenty of safe. They're behind walls. They have bulletproof vests. He's not pointing the gun at them. It's their way of showing their dominance because they're in charge.
And I know you keep looking up and you said you don't want to hurt anyone, but when you pray. No. Okay, I'm going to talk to him in a second, but you said that you don't want to hurt anyone. But you're pointing your gun upward. There's so many innocent people there. Paul, you said you don't want to hurt anyone. But there's so many innocent people in this building. Paul, don't do that. Paul?
Paul!
Now, the body cam video that was released because of personal barriers or the corner of the building where the police are behind doesn't show the moment police claim that he raised his rifle in their direction. But you do hear the shots.
Paul, put that down. Put the gun down. Put the gun down. Tell me what to do.
Your hands. I'll slip you too. So your hands. Put your gloves on. Good luck. All
In Behan's obituary, it describes his love of machines, including fixing cars, riding dirt bikes, jet skis, and more. Behan's neighbors recalled that he was a very friendly presence in the community, offering car advice as well as health advice to anybody that asked. Thank you again for tuning in to this episode of the Junkyard News.
But did it say anything about death by cop? Because that's the number one thing when you call supposedly to have them check someone out. Incredible.
Be careful, people. Be careful of what you tell others. Or one of these days, the next video we cover on this channel, we may be talking about an incident involving you in the future. Thanks again. Videos uploaded by the Junkyard News are helped in part by viewers just like you. You can show your support for this channel by clicking the thumbs up, sharing our videos, or hitting that all-important support button on our channel page. Don't want to miss a video or a story? Make sure to check us out and like us on Facebook at the Junkyard News.
The reason we're still here is I want you guys to see this.
Approached Mr. Behan to take him into custody. His firearm was positioned beneath his body, so the officers first placed him in handcuffs and then secured the firearm, moving it to a safe location. The firearm was identified as a 9mm Beretta Storm with 1 round in the chamber. Here are still images of Mr. Behan's firearm, magazine, and ammunition. After taking Mr. Behan into custody, officers immediately called for the on-scene medics to respond. Medics arrived and subsequently pronounced Mr. Behan at 11:36 p.m. There were no injuries to officers or other community members as a result of this incident. The Northern Virginia Critical Incident Response Team, or CIRT, was contacted and assumed control of the scene and investigation. CIRT is responsible for conducting a thorough and impartial investigation and will present their findings to the Alexandria Commonwealth Attorney's Office, who will determine the lawfulness of law enforcement's actions. After the Commonwealth Attorney's review, the case will undergo further investigation, including an administrative review by the Alexandria Police Department's Office of Professional Responsibility to ensure compliance with department and city policies.
This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
The American flag is a symbol.
Okay, now they're going to look at how at themselves to see how they did. Yeah, that's going to work out real well. Well, unfortunately, guys, you know how this ended up. If there's anything else comes up, I will make sure you guys get it. Guys, have a great and wonderful day, and be safe. And remember, don't call the cops, because could be you.